Hello, and we're going to be looking at limiting beliefs in this video and taking you through the exercises coming up. Now, when I started putting this book together, it didn't happen for quite a long time because I had a few things going in my head. One, no one's going to be interested. I mean, why would you do that? Why would you take the time to put this together if no one's going to be interested? I had the idea that I probably didn't know enough. I wasn't qualified enough. I have spent years studying, reading, learning from other people, some of the best names in change work, and sharing this stuff. Why wouldn't I be qualified? But there was that idea I wasn't going to be qualified, or I didn't feel good enough. I can't do it. All of these things aren't true. All of these things are limiting beliefs that have held me back. But by using these methods and other methods, I've been able to, one, it's really good. The more you practice in spotting your limiting beliefs, the easier it gets. It's a little bit like that thing, you buy yourself a new car and you've never seen one like it on the road, and you get in it and you're driving it home and suddenly you're spotting it. Every other car seems to be that new make or that model of car. Now, it's a little bit like that with your limiting beliefs. Once you get into, and it can be quite fun tracking them down, once you get into spotting your limiting beliefs, you start noticing them more and more. And you'll go, oh, hang on, that's holding me back. And that awareness, that mindfulness is really quite liberating, because a limiting belief, a belief is just an idea. It's just an idea that at some point you've decided is no longer just an idea, but you're going to invest in it. You're going to give it some of your energy. You're going to go, right, this is now a fact. This is true. It's not. 9 times out of 10, your limiting beliefs are not true. And there's things like, there's so many common. Success is for lucky people. That's not true. People like me do not deserve money. Guess what? As a person, you are exactly the same as every other person in the world. Yeah, we all look a bit different. We all think a bit different. But you're just a person like every other person. So therefore, why would you not deserve that money? I'll never be able to do it. If we'd had that attitude, none of the world, I wouldn't be speaking to you now. If I just thought that, if the world thought that, we wouldn't have the internet. And it's only ordinary people who've applied themselves to situations, to challenges and thoughts that then move things forward. But we can all do that, and we all do it every day. I don't have the right connections to do this. I don't mix in the right circles. I have the right opportunities to do this. Limiting belief, a war on. I don't know what that was. There's a good friend of mine, and bless him, he's been single for quite a while now, and it's just he said to me the other day, we were out having a drink, and he was like, I just don't meet or mix in those circles where my ideal girl is. And I'm like, well, where would she be? And he's like, well, she wouldn't be in a pub. She'd probably be in a coffee shop somewhere like that with a book or something. He said, I don't know why, that image is just something that appeals to me. And I'm like, okay, so you're thinking about your ideal girl, someone you'd like to be in a relationship, who would be drinking in a coffee shop, and you're sat with me in a pub. His belief was he was never going to meet somebody because he didn't mix or move in those circles. The only thing that was stopping him was the idea that he couldn't be in those places. Well, do you go to coffee shops? No. Are you then going to meet the girl that you kind of have in your mind? Probably not. It's a limiting belief. I hope you're beginning to see how these work. I'll never overcome my fears. But unfortunately, when it comes to things like anxiety, there's the danger that we have. Some limiting beliefs come from our own experience. We try something once, it doesn't work, and we decide there and then, I can't do it. I was watching a video with Paul McKenna and Richard Bandler, and Paul McKenna's talking about this very thing. He's talking about in the context of phobias, but also we are limiting beliefs. If a baby, think about a baby learning to walk, right? That baby tries to stand up and it just face plants, it falls flat on the floor. Do you, in that moment, turn around and go, well, that one's no good, we'll stick it in a wheelchair for the rest of its life? Of course you don't. You pick it back up and you encourage it until it manages to do it. But sometimes our limiting beliefs come from just one moment where we didn't do something we hoped to do, and then we decide we cannot do it. And the only thing then stopping us is that limiting belief. But also we can have limiting beliefs put on us by professionals. And I find it one of the most frustrating things doing the work that I do. I have people come to me and go, my doctor says I will be like this for the rest of my life. Is your doctor an anxiety and psychology specialist, or is he a locum or a GP? If he's a GP, they touch on psychology, they touch on therapy, they don't go into it, not in any great depth, other than this is where you find what pills to give someone. They're not an expert. But I've met people, there was one guy I've worked with, and he was told that because of his anxiety and other things, that he would probably find within a few months he would only be active for about 20-30 minutes a day, because that's how it was going to affect him. How on earth somebody knew exactly it was going to be 20 to 30 minutes, I do not know. It's ridiculous. But it implanted in him the belief that give a bit of time and he's only going to be active for 20-30 minutes. When I first worked with him, he was only active for 20 or 30 minutes in a day, because his doctor had told him that, and he'd accepted that belief, didn't question it, didn't go, well, I think I'll have a second opinion. I mean, don't get me wrong, if someone turned around to me and said, Rob, in 6 months' time you're not going to be able to walk, I would want a second opinion. I'd want a third opinion. I'd want to keep going until I found the opinion that said, actually, we can make this happen. But we do this. Doctor goes, oh, here's some pills, you'll be on them for the rest of your life. So we go, yes, I'll be on them for the rest of my life. It's not true. You do not have to be. That is a limiting belief, and you're imprisoned in that belief by somebody else. So be aware of your limiting beliefs. Learn to spot them. Learn to see them. I'm a victim of my circumstance. So you're believing you're a victim? You're believing that, because the only thing that keeps you a victim in that situation is the idea that you're a victim. What if you're not? What if you're somebody that rises to challenges? What if you're a hero? It's all just a belief. You might as well have a good one. I'm not capable of achieving my dreams. Do you know what? I have dreams. I have things I'm working towards and I'm aiming at. Am I going to achieve them all? Probably not. Am I going to achieve some of them? Yes. And I've done quite a few of them. I've been fortunate in that sense. Not, may I add, because of a place of money, but just because I wanted to do these things, so I made it happen. We may have some pretty amazing dreams of things that we want to do, and as life goes on, we kind of suppress it. Kids turn up, houses turn up, we go, I can't do it. So we don't, we put it on hold and go, I'll retire and do it. And then we realize we're too old and too knackered because we've been working all our lives. If you have a dream, the only thing stopping you from living that dream isn't necessarily succeeding having done that thing. Living the dream is actually working towards it. Don't let the limiting belief that I can't achieve my dreams hold you back. Because if one day, I don't know, if you dream of being a life coach and a hypnotherapist and an author, but at the moment you're stuck in a factory and you go, oh, I can't do it, I can't live that dream. Yes, you can. You can start, you can buy a book. You can buy a book and start reading about it. You're starting to live that dream. You can go on a night course or online now. It's so easy to learn stuff within the time that we have available. Open-ended learning is a wonderful thing. So you can start living your dreams. You might want to own a Ferrari. You might not be able to instantly buy a brand new Ferrari, but you could own a radio-controlled Ferrari. I mean, it's not the same as sitting behind the wheel, I'll give you that. But it's a step closer, and you do actually then own a Ferrari, even be it's only this big. Don't let I can'ts. If you find yourself going, I can't, or it'll never happen to me, I'll never do this, I'll never do that, I can't do this, I don't have the right, stop! Just stop. You can do it. So we're going to move on in the next video and look at how once you identify those limiting beliefs, you can get rid of them. Because that's what we want to do. See you there. Bye-bye.